So Callen was talking to the director of The Joker. They're making a Joker 2. And if it's true that that thing's going to be a musical, get ready for it to suck dog balls.
Oh, I hate a musical.
So Bryan Callen is on The Fighter and the Kid relaying this story about talking to Todd Phillips, the director of Joker 2. Now, Todd Phillips also famously directed The Hangover. Bryan Callen was in The Hangover. He and Todd Phillips are buddies. If you don't know Bryan Callen's trajectory these last couple of years, he was riding high about 2-3 years ago. The Fighter and the Kid was far more popular than it was now. Brendan Schaub hadn't really displayed himself as the stupid ape man piece of shit,
Airhead.
liar, sycophant, asshole that he has now. You know, suing YouTubers and shit like that's just an asshole. Bryan Callen, however, had a good career going. He was on the Goldbergs. He had The Fighter and the Kid. He had all his stand-up. He was doing very, very well in movies. And then a couple of years ago, and I get it. Nowadays, you got to be very careful how you say this.
Uh-oh.
A couple of lovely young women accused Bryan Callen of... They did this thing that women do when they're accusing famous people of shit. They got really cutesy with saying rape, but not saying rape.
I was assaulted?
He was aggressive with me.
Okay.
He did this. He did that. After I said I didn't want to have sex, he shut down on me. I don't remember the exact things. I just remember reading the accusations against Bryan Callen and going, dude, this isn't enough to end a guy's career. There's two sides to this story, and this sounds flimsy to me.
Yes.
Like, this sounds like a bad breakup. This sounds like a hookup gone wrong.
Scorned lovers.
Yeah, this doesn't sound to me like a guy who did anything evil or bad. And this is also where I kind of hate Reddit a little bit, is that they kind of take joy in watching something go down or watching someone go down, even if they didn't do the thing. They just hate the guy. So, yeah, fuck him. I think he should suffer. But then out of the other side of their mouth, they'll bemoan that we don't have free speech anymore.
Sure.
Well, it's like, yeah, because fuckers like you killed it because you get so jealous of people that you just want to see them swing. It doesn't matter the ethics behind it. So people were like all on board with canceling Bryan Callen. He was let go from The Fighter and the Kid for a while. No more Goldbergs. No more movie roles. He had to go underground for like 9 months to a year, I think. I could be wrong on my timeline there. Comes back to The Fighter and the Kid. It doesn't have the same juice that it used to. He and Brendan start making terrible errors and shit like that.
It's weird when you're gone that long.
And look, it's been funny covering them, and they've said their share of stupid things, and when these two say stupid shit, I'm the first one to make a video about it and talk about how funny it is. This clip, and this is where people are going to hate me, I feel for Bryan Callen here. This really kind of bugs me. This clip we're about to watch. This is Bryan Callen and Brendan Schaub on The Fighter and the Kid talking about his meeting with Todd Phillips.
Do that again.
I tried to get some color on Joker 2. I talked to him recently, and I go because I wanted him to do something for me, but he couldn't because he was in a certain place scouting locations for Joker 2, and I go, can I get, I asked him, there was a couple rumors, and I asked him, and he just went, don't you worry about anything. It's going to be epic. And
does that mean, is he going to put you in it, you think?
I don't know.
That'd be cool.
I don't know if Daddy is...
you don't know if Daddy's going to get let in the club?
Yeah, I think Daddy's
a shame.
Done with Hollywood forever.
Oh, that face.
Yeah.
That face, that one hurt.
This is where I can never go full internet. Like, I can't be like these sociopaths on subreddits and shit.
Like celebrating this moment.
I can't celebrate that.
Yeah.
I watched that last night going, oh, a good Fighter in the Kid clip. And we are going to put this one up, but not the way people think we're going to put it up. Because this kind of pisses me off. I mean, this guy is a wreck.
Yes.
This guy is ruined. He had a dream, and these... you got to be careful.
It was taken from him.
These people who I don't believe things went down the way they said it went down took that dream away from him. Because say what you want about Schaub, he doesn't deserve to be there. He only got there because he rode Rogan's coattails. Bryan Callen had a career long before this. Bryan Callen is talented enough to be all in all these movies and all these shows. Bryan Callen was funny in The Hangover.
Yes, he was.
His character was very good. And despite all the stuff that he's done wrong, and despite all the silly, foolish, ridiculous stuff that he's done, Bryan Callen earned his spot. And I don't think anyone should equate Callen with Schaub. Callen earned what he got.
Yeah.
And to watch this guy be heartbroken because he can't be in a movie. And look, if you can't be in a movie, like there's a lot of people who can't be in a movie. I can't be in a movie. You can't be in a movie. To watch a guy who's talented enough to act in a movie and has been in blockbusters before, to watch him not be allowed to because of some arbitrary rule, which we all know he didn't break the law. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't, this was a bad sexual encounter for two people that didn't go the way they wanted it to, but one of the two parties decided they're going to try and wreck this guy.
They ran their mouths.
And then this guy can't be in a movie now. His buddy, his friend, it won't let him be in his movie. And also, the thing I fucking hate about Hollywood is that these assholes have to bow down to the studios and bow down to the machine, and Todd Phillips can't tell the studio, fuck you, make the movie with somebody else. That's my friend. I want him in the movie.
That's my guy. Right.
And the sad thing is, Bryan Callen doesn't hold this against Todd Phillips. He understands how the game's played. He's a big boy. But it does bother me that this is how shit works.
Right.
You know? Hangover Part 2. This is one thing. I kind of turned on Zach Galifianakis after this. I always was a big fan of his. But Zach Galifianakis fucked Mel Gibson over for that part in The Hangover 2.
That's
Mel Gibson was going to be the tattoo artist in The Hangover 2. And now I can't stop seeing that when I watch that movie.
I know. I didn't know that until you let me know.
Dude, with that big beard and everything, he would have been psychotic. It would have been awesome.
But he
did the Jew rant to the cops. And Zach Galifianakis goes, if you put Mel Gibson in that movie, then I won't be in it. Virtue signaling to all his Jewish friends. And so Mel Gibson can't be in The Hangover. Patrice O'Neal was on Opie and Anthony. It's one of my favorite moments in broadcasting history. And he was just tearing down Hollywood, just ripping them apart.
Yep.
And he goes, you think Zach Galifianakis has the power to speak up about Mel Gibson? And he goes, all the Braveheart movies, all the Mad Max movies, Lethal Weapon, all these. He goes, you think Zach Galifianakis can take him down? He pounded the table. He goes, he got permission. He got permission from somebody to talk shit about Mel Gibson. Yep. Zach Galifianakis, even today, is nowhere near the stratosphere that Mel Gibson is in. They will never be mentioned in the same sentence.
No.
Unless you say Zach Galifianakis was a cunt and got Mel Gibson canceled from The Hangover.
They've both been cunts before.
So, as much as people like hearing YouTubers shit on the fighter and the kid, to me, I'm one of these guys, I'm one of these dinosaurs who still believes in the shit I say. Like when it's free speech, people should be allowed to do this. Cancel culture sucks. I'm not one of these, I'm not right or left. I'm not one of these assholes who you watch, like Jeremy from The Quartering, who, when they go, I'm anti-cancel culture, it's like, oh, unless it's Ethan Klein. I don't want Ethan Klein canceled. I think he's a tool too, but he should be allowed to do his show. He has fans. They love him. Good luck to you.
Yep.
I'm not one of these guys. I believe in it 100%. If Brendan Schaub were being canceled over some bullshit, I'd stand up for Brendan Schaub. I can't celebrate someone's downfall just because I haven't enjoyed their content before. There has to be a reason it goes against something I feel for me to enjoy their downfall.
I learned a lot about myself with the whole Kathy Griffin thing. I think she is ultimately unfunny and unbearable, and I hate her. I can't stand her. I don't watch her stuff. But like when she went through her whole thing, I'm like, she should still be allowed to do that thing. Right. And I learned a lot about myself there. I'm like, that's where I found where I stand.
But that taught me a lot about right-wingers too, and Trump people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, if they don't like the God King, then it's okay for them to be canceled. That's why most of the people who complain about cancel culture, I have zero sympathy for them, because I know for a fact that if it was someone they don't like, they'd celebrate it and go, oh, good, they're getting a taste of their own medicine. Well, fuckhead, that's just going to make it easier for them to do it to you next time.
To me, getting their comeuppance for doing something unfunny and stupid is more so like, don't go support their thing they do. Don't buy tickets to them if you don't like them. Don't go actively searching out their cancellation or taking their opportunities away from them, because give them the opportunity and watch it nosedive then.
Well, and
It's,
they
let them do it themselves.
They seem to make you miserable.
Right.
So stop watching it.
Right. If you don't like somebody, don't go out of your way to watch them or talk to them or about them.
So let's go watch this face again, the Bryan Callen thing. And yeah, this ain't right. I mean, this isn't right that his friend can't put him in a movie because of some allegations that are absolute dog shit. I mean, just a whisper with no proof, no evidence, no trial, no nothing, no crime committed.
Correct him.
And he can't be in a movie now because of that. It's bullshit.
Watch his face.
Be epic.
Does that mean is he gonna put you in it? You think?
I don't know.
That'd be cool.
I don't know if Daddy is.
You don't know if Daddy's gonna get let in the club.
Yeah, I think Daddy's
It's a shame.
done with Hollywood forever.
But
He was smiling and
That's
laughing
a
about that
sad
movie.
man.
He was smiling and laughing about that movie 10 seconds ago.
Yes, he was. He was excited just for his friend, like, oh, he's got this movie going on. It's going to be great. And then stupid Brendan over here, like, oh,
That's the other thing.
stupid Brendan, you can't have any, self-awareness about, don't ask your friend that maybe while you're on a show.
Here, you guys like shitting on Fighter and the Kid? Here, I'll do this for you. This fucking idiot knows why he can't be in movies and just wants to bring it up to rub it in. This jealous cunt has been getting shit for how bad his special is lately, so Bryan hasn't been having as tough a
Yes.
go as it as Brendan has, so Brendan now has to bring Bryan down a peg or two.
Exactly. Instead
Yo,
of just,
B, remember when you got accused of rape, B? Is that why you can't be in the movie? Thanks for bringing it up, dickhead.
right, you just brought the whole morale of the show down. Good job.
Wear your fucking donut t-shirt. Who are
Dude.
you, Gila Klein now? What
You
are
know
you, a
what
clothing
bothered me?
designer?
There was a Norma video I was watching, and her co-host, Daniel.
Nope.
I don't know who Daniel is, but he was wearing a Thick Boy shirt. I took a screenshot to send it to you. I don't know who a Daniel is. I don't know if he works with him.
We're going to get Norma on this show,
I know.
and we're going to express to her that man is banned from her videos forever.
I did a double take. It was a Thick Boy shirt.
Ugh. Imagine unironically wearing that.
Unironically, yep.
Todd Phillips,
All based
boy.
on,
Yeah, Todd Phillips, our boy though.
all based on hearsay.
Yeah.
I don't think that, Brian.
He's fucking pissed about that still to this
He's
day. And he
torn
should
up,
be.
and he should be, yes, because that was his thing. That was his life, and you took it from him.
Appreciate it, buddy.
No, I honestly think this is like a weird, the whole woke thing, whatever. There's zero things about you that it's true, So it's like it's gonna pass. All this stuff passes.
Dude, in 15 years, when you're 75, bro.
No, sooner than
That's
that.
me sick.
Sooner than that.
I love you.
I really know.
I don't actually, you know what?
Wow.
People want me to shit on Brendan for that. I won't. He was joking to try and bring the mood back up. That wasn't his
I
most
understand, but
egregious offense.
that didn't hit well, I don't think.
The first thing where he was pretending he didn't know why he wasn't going to be in the Joker movie, that was annoying. But that was just him trying to bring it back up. By the way, I hear from people that this guy's like the biggest douche in this whole universe.
Are you shocked just looking at him?
Yeah, I guess this guy's supposed to be the douchiest guy in the whole Fighter and the Kid thing.
You and I watched a video of his once.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, and he is pretty shitty. I don't remember what his show is called. He has his own show.
Oh, he's the guy when Brendan was on Tiger Belly about the controversy between those two shows.
Yep.
He said, oh God, I can't remember that guy's name, but Mark, I think is his name. And he goes, yeah, I told Mark, don't do that. It's not helping. So Mark was one of the guys going after people on Reddit.
Right.
So he was
And-
one of the idiots making things worse.
And he's got his own show. It's something about haters. Is it just called Haters?
the haters be.
It's something with haters in it. And he just thinks he's this Adonis on this show with something to say.
Ew.
So
I don't
he's
like him.
pretty gross.
I don't like him. If he speaks again, this conversation is terminated. Chops, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. He says, how he crosses his leg like that without crushing his balls, I don't know.
That is the lady way to sit.
There is something about the way those guys sit that is unnerving, but I'll let it go this time. Bumbaclo says Callen was in Joker for like 10 seconds. Okay, so that's even worse then. So he was in
The original one.
Oh, that's fucking shitty. Nate says, guys, Callen is pure evil. I followed him around very closely. Very bad guy. He's earned this treatment. Can you trust me on this? Not on this specific one. I can't. No, not on this specific one because he didn't deserve that. And those women, in my opinion, I don't believe their accusations. I don't, because I've heard both sides. They haven't taken any further action. They just destroyed the guy for no reason. Bumbaclo says a bunch more stuff about D'Elia is set to come out. Yes.
I have heard
I was
rumors.
reading this. Yeah, I was reading this yesterday that they've got text messages that D'Elia was up to his, let's just say, his old habits.
His old antics.
His old digital behaviors.
I think Unique put a video out teasing that, didn't he? In the last couple days?
Unique put a thing out about D'Elia admitting that Whitney Cummings kind of ghosted him over the
Yeah, there was
previous
another one,
outing.
though.
Oh, was there?
I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah, all I saw was like screenshots of a girl saying that she's got texts and shit like that. Dude, I'm sorry, but I can't look at Chris D'Elia now and not go, oh, that guy's a complete creep. Like, he looks like a pasty,
there's
weird creep.
Difference there, though. Like, we've seen creepy stuff come out of him, and he's had to sit and defend, like, oh, that state's okay with people being with 17-year-olds and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I don't go to legal shit for
I've never,
making
thank
it
God,
okay.
I've never been a fan of Chris D'Elia. I've always thought he was terrible, but I mean, puts you in a better position for when something shitty like that happens. You're like, oh, good. I don't have to sit here and go, oh, I can't believe I ever liked him. I have to take a shower and shit. I like that. Easy Money says, can we please get a Mel Gibson phone call recording? Yeah, it was when they told him he couldn't be in the movie because of Zach Galifianakis. He just said,
What? I need a woman, not a fucking little girl with a fucking dysfunctional cunt.
and years later, Zach Galifianakis came to him and said, hey, Mel, can we bury the hatchet? You know what Mel said to Zach Galifianakis?
What?
You're a dishonest cunt.
Wow. And then he reached his hand out to shake it. You know what Mel said?
What?
Fuck you. Get the fuck away from me.
And then you know what Mystical said to Zach Galifianakis?
What did he say?
And I'm beating that pussy up, not smooth fucking.
It's not a pussy. That's his ass, Mystical.
What if YouTube popped us for that?
The Mood says Braveheart was great. Hangover was funny. I'll take great over just funny any day. Well, yeah, nobody's comparing Zach Galifianakis to...
They shouldn't be
Mel
in the same
Gibson.
conversation. Okay.
Bumbaclo says, I love the Mel Gibson phone argument with his gold digger ex-wife. Dude, we did a whole
So
evening
funny.
show episode revisiting that whole phone call.
That was
It's
the Mel Gibson special.
we did the Mel Gibson special because I love that moment so fucking much.
Was that on Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh, no. He
That
lost
was a
that?
Yeah, that was a Twitch
Oh,
episode.
no.
That was a Twitch episode.
That's sad.
Bumbaclo says Callen's about to cry. He did, dude, for a minute, yes.
You got to feel bad for people like that. And you don't know because you weren't with him and the ladies when whatever happened. But, like, if you are a type of woman who just runs a guy's name through the mud saying they assaulted you or a rape and it wasn't true, you're the worst kind of person.
John R. says, yeah, the messages are rough. Are they out?
You don't come back from that.
Are the D'Elia messages out, or are you talking about the first series of them? Because if the new ones are out, I would like to see them.
A link, please.
Easy Money with $5. Thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate those. Do Mel Gibson 2 for YouTube someday. Yeah.
We could revisit again.
I would love to do the
And
Mel Gibson shit.
Maybe
again.
like on an extra day, you know, like if you guys have earned some extra content or something.
Yeah, maybe we'll do...
Because we got so many new listeners here
Right.
anyways.
I think they would enjoy that. And plus, even if you're not a new listener, everyone loves the Mel Gibson tapes.
It's always a good rewatch or re-listen, whatever.
Loki Wolf Whisperer says Braveheart is one of the most most historically inaccurate movies ever. Oh, yeah. The William Wallace in Braveheart, I can assure you, never existed. Like, that is, if you're watching that movie because you're like, I love historical documentation in movie form, watch Jaws, all right? Don't watch Braveheart. It's fun. It is so not, like, the real William Wallace legit was a terrorist.
I've told you before, I haven't seen Braveheart yet.
He
I'm
is
behind.
he is a fucking animal. The real William Wallace. Put it this
And
way.
what, the movie portrays him as a hero or
Oh, he's just a freedom fighting hero.
Got it.
Just a good,
That's all I need to know.
He's a baby face good guy. No. Mel Gibson. William Wallace was a savage animal. I mean, the treatment the British gave him in his execution, he 1,000% earned.
Okay.
Yeah, Mood says William did exist, but he was a brute. Yeah. You guys did a breakdown on him describing the exact allegation that was made. D'Elia? No, I heard there were new D'Elia, not the old D'Elia things. The new D'Elia ones. I heard there was new stuff coming.
Yeah, there is rumors of new stuff coming out that he's still doing these things.
Cambodian River Pig says Callen did not earn it. His father was the CEO of the biggest investment bank in the world. He only went to acting school because he was horny and there was no internet back then. God, people just really fucking hate Bryan Callen. And look, I think he's been a fucking lunatic psycho over this Bobby Lee thing, absolutely. But if we're going to start saying guys don't deserve to be in any movies because of who their family members are, then Nicolas Cage is fucking out of here.
I feel like a lot of people would be out.
Like Nicolas Cage, Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen, like fuck them all. Like they're gone. Because like half of people's accomplishments are who they know.
Right.
So
like,
that's why
who can get me a deal here?
That's why we're nobodies. I don't know anybody.
We're trying to know some people.
Cambodian River Pig says he's just not talented. Be real. He's not believable on camera. Oh, Cambodian River Pig. I'm not saying we should, like, if we remake the fucking Apocalypse Now, we should put him in it. But can we agree that as like a wacky, shitty side character in a comedy, like his role in The Hangover, we can admit was fine.
That's where I'd stop it, though. It was fine.
River Pig, I'm not saying that I'm not a Bryan Callen mark. Like, I'm not saying, oh, he's great. And I just think the reason, dude, if they were not going to put Bryan Callen in movies because he's not that good, I'm fine with that. Believe me, that I wouldn't lose a wink of sleep over that.
But there's a reason there.
The reason that he went down is bullshit. Mm-hmm. Because as much as I may think Bryan Callen's just, whatever, take him or leave him, that gold digging, making up sex shit about people and then getting them canceled over it, I fucking hate that.
When it's like unsubstantiated allegations, like that's bad.
River Pig, I'll say this. You're going to learn this about me as you continue to be a fan of this show. I hate women far more than I hate anyone else.
He hates me.
It's only, what I just said is only half kidding. Mel Gibson is greater than Bryan Callen, says Bumbaclo. I mean... Dudapest says, when was he in The Hangover? He was the guy in the wedding chapel.
The best little chapel?
Yeah, Eddie, is it?
Eddie,
yeah. He was Eddie in The Hangover.
Pulls out all the merch that they ordered for their wedding, all the coffee mugs and shit.
Okay, that's not a brilliant, amazing actor.
It's an easy
fucking role. It's just, hey, they needed a guy to play that role. He did okay.
It was a little cameo, and then he gets shot.
Buster says Callen talked about how he forced his will on women. We have a video on that on our channel. I mean, we talked about it on this show. But
that is true. We have done that.
And I get that. But it does sound like the shit that went down is not necessarily that.
Right. Having some space from the last video we did, I think it was hard to watch. Well, imagine Aaron sitting here watching it, and he's got a show, he's got this thing he loves doing. What if somebody came out with a bullshit allegation against him, and then nobody watched his show again?
I did finger Buster Bayhausen once. Okay. And needless to say, it was not, it was against his objections.
You did ruin a woman's life in high school.
That's true. But that was only
He's got a rap sheet.
I wasn't trying to ruin her life. I was trying to make her Ice Age queen.
For your own enjoyment, you ask.
So what? She gets something out of it. I get something out of it. What do you want from me? Virtue? You fuck off.
You were the last person I go to for virtue.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, I married him, I guess.
Oh. I'm really curious about this Greek god guy.
I don't know Greek god, but you brought him up last night. So
he's a Twitch streamer. I don't know anything about him except he got banned recently.
Yeah.
And I need to know why. And I need to go over this thing because there's a small internet drama over this whole thing. I do want to finish up with Cambodian River Pig, though. I like him a lot.
Yes.
He says, same with Shab. His father sold his internet security company for millions of dollars when Shab was 8. Same with D'Elia. His father is a famous producer. It's all trust fund kids. Again, I'm not arguing those points. You're absolutely right about all three of those guys. All three of them, very rich fathers. But again, like Nicolas Cage comes from a rich family. The Sheens and the Estevezes come from a rich family.
Most of them will.
Robert Downey Jr. comes from a very famous family. So I can't make that the sole reason why I don't like a guy because then I got to write off a shitload of people. And I don't really feel like doing. Oh, Michael Douglas, same thing. His dad was one of the most famous actors of all time.
Well, I bet when you dig in, there's a lot of people like that.
Johnny Chimpo says Perry Caravello got a Twitch ban as well. No.
Okay, that is not surprising.
Now I'm ready to go to war.
I know you've been off Twitch for a while, but I still watch his show occasionally, and some of the shit he says just off the cuff that like his producer's not planning on, it's scary. And I know they don't keep their videos up, but if somebody reports him midstream, I can totally see that happening.
Perry Caravello doesn't get banned from anything. Perry Caravello is a hero.
Why was he even there?
Perry Caravello is the measuring stick I use to determine whether or not the person I'm talking to is funny.
Oh.
If I talk to someone, I go, do you like Windy City Heat and Perry Caravello? And if they go, I don't get it, I go, you're not a funny person. But if
I think he's plenty funny, but he does say some pretty bad stuff sometimes.
Twitch is fucking themselves right in the ass.
They are, because he's very funny. But he has said some very racist and / anti-Semitic things, or things about like trans and gay people that are really, really bad. But it's very funny.
I want to put, before we move on to the Greek God thing in the Twitch conversation, I want to put Nate and Cambodian River Pig in some rarefied air in Steel Toe fandom. New listeners who are highly engaged in the internet, but you can have a fucking conversation with them.
Yeah, it's very respectable.
I want to. Yeah. These two deserve total kudos and credits in the chat real quick, because all of the people who came with us from Twitch and radio and all that, naturally they're awesome, they're cool, they're great. But like when it comes to the new listeners, they've all been awesome, they've all been incredible. Like we've got a very high conversion rate of people who go, "What the fuck is this?" I like that. But like Nate and Cambodian River Pig will do this thing where they'll push back. They won't just swallow whatever I feed them. They'll push back, but most pushback you'll find out is just you not being clear, and just you need to clarify to that person what you meant, and they go, "Oh, I see what you mean."
Or you just have opposing views, but you decide not to hate each other for it.
Yeah, like Cambodian River Pig about my point on Callen and D'Elia and Schaub and all that. He says, "True, I did not know that about the other guys. Thanks for letting me know." Yeah, I'm not saying that D'Elia, Schaub, and Callen didn't have a shitload of help. They had a fuckload of help from very wealthy families. Absolutely. I just can't use that as a reason to like write off what they've accomplished, because then in my mind, I'd have to write off a shitload more people.
Right.
But no, so Cambodian River Pig, you're absolutely right. But at the same time, I just can't use that as a way to go, oh, well then fuck him. Someone says D'Elia allegations on Twitter. Well, let's see. Chris D'Elia. I wish he didn't spell his name like a fucking goon. Alice Hamilton, here is a thread of the screenshots from conversations that my friend had with Chris D'Elia. Warning, there is some pretty gross stuff in these screenshots.
Can you prove they're real, though?
Yeah, like what can I do? Oh, firsthand account from a survivor who was assaulted by Chris D'Elia. Her name is Amanda, and her story is worth your time. Link below.
But also, again, how do you know this is legit and it's not someone just talking?
They're saying that it's on YouTube. Oh, here it is. Don't be a sucker. Oh, it's a 1 hour thing? Holy shit. All right, well, let's play the 1 minute, 18-second clip. These are the new allegations against Chris D'Elia that have been coming out this week. I guess we should maybe just make this whole clip the Bryan Callen, Chris D'Elia thing.
Sure, tie
just
in.
Make it all one big clip.
And luring me and manipulating me into it. So strap in. It is a very long story.
We're not going to say anything because of the nature of the video. Are we all agreeing that we're not going to point it out?
Yes. You made the right call.
Fuck, that's going to be hard.
We now know Chris D'Elia's taste in women.
I want to watch the video. Sorry. I shouldn't even have done that. That was
Careful.
wrong. No, that was wrong what I did.
She's a victim, Aaron.
I know. Dude, fuck Chris D'Elia. I'm on this chick's side for sure. Because she
has nice.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm going to try to be as concise as I can, but I've tried to write this down a million times. It's just easier to just tell it. So
I need a better mic.
So
I didn't want to say it. You
entire saga began back in 2013, 2014.
And it probably happened outside of the sunlight.
We only...
What? No, because these things happen at night.
We only did these things at night.
And just a disclaimer, I've never told this full story publicly. The only people who know it are people who are closest to me. I've been offered money for this story. I've been offered all kinds of things.
Well, then allow me to quote Robert Boucher. Take the money, dopey. It's your daddy, Roberto.
If this didn't just happen, I'm sorry, this always bothers me. Why didn't it come out when all the other shit about him came out? That clearly opened the door for you to also put your side of things out there.
Did she say that it happened long? She said
I don't remember now. I don't remember.
This might be a new one.
If it is new, that makes sense.
If it's new, then you're sorry.
Yes. If it's new, I'm sorry.
Blue check marks offering, you know. But I wanted to tell it on my own terms, in my own words. You know, I thought like one day maybe I could help like an independent person by telling it on their platform because so many people have asked for it, but I'm sure we're past the point where anybody cares, hopefully, and this is purely just for my own, you know, catharsis. So
that's the whole clip. God, I wish we would have got to some fucking allegations there.
Yeah, we should have just clicked on the 1 hour thing and clicked in the middle to something.
I don't know if I want to watch a 1 hour video of it.
And then the worst part happened.
Oh, we picked a good spot.
Just had to plug in my phone because it's going to die. So then, yeah, I'm kind of like looking away and like, I'm like on my knees, but like trying to think like, what do I do? Like, what do I do next? Like, I don't want to offend him, right? Like, I don't want to offend him. He's my fucking hero. And I like, I've been doing like worshiping him for months, like listening to his podcast every day, listening to him.
Oh.
I think I skipped the part where he made me a fucking elder. He made me an elder of his cult on the episode called Ragnarok. He names me in the episode.
Okay, I don't care if you're a comedian or whatever, but if you've got elders and shit, that's a red flag.
That's not okay.
That's too much. Like, even if you're, like, people don't even do that shit sarcastically.
Right.
If you're doing elder shit, I'm
now kind of interested in, for my own time, maybe I'll listen to this whole thing and write down a couple timestamps of some jarring stuff.
And yeah, so he named me as the elder right after I had done the cosplay.
Oh, she dressed up for him.
Within like 2 weeks of that was when he announced the show in North Battleford. So for me, it was like, man, like this guy publicly named me on his podcast and made me an elder. He mailed me a pin and, you know, mailed me a pin and a certificate, and like he's retweeted my tweets that I've made. Like he's safe. Like he seems like a safe person to
Dude,
be
you know what's
with.
gross? This is exactly how grooming works too.
It is, yeah.
Oh, that is so you
do all this stuff to like become people's heroes.
Yeah.
Get into their personal life and give them the personal attention they need and crave.
Yeah, see, shit like this is weird because, like, she's coming up with all these things that happened that she didn't think anything was up, and when you hear it back from them, you're like, oh, dude, he was planning this the whole
when she
time.
listens to herself back, I bet she's even like, if someone else was telling me that story, that's not good.
This is what sucks about having a 90% male audience. If someone accuses me of this shit, it's also going to be very gay. So I really hope that nobody feels like they have an axe to grind against me.
How about you just not be a shitty person? And
well, I'm not gonna butt fuck any of you guys. Sorry if that's what you were. I'm sorry if you're logging off now.
If that's where you're angling for.
But I'm not gonna butt fuck any of them. But like, if they accused me of butt fucking them, there's gonna be an added stigma to that.
I think you're gonna be okay.
Okay, thank you. That's all I want.
The only accusations around here, ironically, is that I butt fuck you.
That's true. I'm a victim.
I think you're fine.
Because of his public ties to me. Well, he's a very good manipulator. So yeah, I'm like on my knees and I'm kind of trying to look away, like, what do I do? And then he like literally just grabs both sides of my face and goes, look at me. And like, I'm kind of like, you know, like looking everywhere but I am. And he goes, look at me in my eyes. And I'm like, oh. So I look at him in his fucking beady, you know, lifeless void eyes.
Like a doll's eyes.
And he just goes, if you do what I say, everything's going to be all right. Like.
Oh, dude.
That's not okay. I know some people who have been in positions like that. It never ends well.
Dude, I have some vibes right now that I'm getting. That when you hear an accusation, sometimes you just have a feel and you go, nah. Or you hear an accusation, you go, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Oh shit.
I'm getting a huge that makes sense vibe because you look at Chris D'Elia. First of all, Chris D'Elia looks like a guy who always has clammy hands, and I never trust those people.
Yeah.
You can see those words forming in his mouth.
Yeah, the people that are accused of this type of stuff always fit the bill.
And it's more than twice, 3 times at this point for D'Elia.
If you just do what I say. And so I just kind of like...
She's very young, too.
Like this, Like, what the fuck do you do at that moment? Like now, I'm like, 100 million things I should have done. Punched him, hit him, kicked him, bit his fucking dick off. Like, anything. Anything.
You know how much of a hero she would be?
Yes.
If it came out in the news that Chris D'Elia lost his dick because some girl he was trying to groom bit it off.
She would be revered as a
I would
hero.
be giving her a cut of this show's earnings for the rest of my life if she bit off Chris D'Elia's cock.
It's interesting.
But in that moment, it was just like, like all these things are going through my mind. Like, I don't want to offend my fucking hero. Why is he doing this? Maybe he just wants to get this out of the way. Like, I don't fucking know. Like, it just made no sense. And
What is that? You're the only woman here. What is that about women that even when they're being used like this, they still don't want to upset anybody? I don't get that.
I will speak from my own experiences without being too detailed. It's because... Well, as women, you are it's in your head. You're taught that men can be the bigger, scarier person. Okay,
so it's a physical fear.
I think so. For me, at least, it was physical fear. You are afraid that they will hurt you. You don't know how they react when they're angry.
So it's not like hurting their feelings. You're worried they're going to snap and fucking kill you. No, she's putting that really nice
because she looked up to this guy as like an idol almost.
That makes sense.
Well, I'll give it to you this way. When her idol suddenly starts saying, if you do what I say, everything will be okay, you start to wonder, okay, what happens if I don't then? Will it?
Right.
What does it won't be okay mean?
Well, thank you. That makes a lot more sense
I
now.
hope that's pretty clear.
Because when she said I didn't want to hurt his feelings, I'm like...
that's a very polite way of saying, I don't know if he's going to hurt me. Yeah. I don't know what happens
That
next.
makes a lot of sense then.
It's
what a fucking monster.
It's a fear of what comes next.
And by the way, I don't know how anyone feels in the chat. I believe her 1,000% just from these 3 minutes we've watched.
Yeah.
Couldn't process it as fast as he was doing it. I had been raped before, but it was much more, violent and forceful. This was just like literally masterful coercion. And coercive rape is rape. Like, I was actually listening to, I was watching a stand-up comedian. He has a really funny bit about how like Western women's idea of Me Too is a lot different than a Indian woman's version of Me Too.
God damn it, this makes me want to guess who the comedian was.
I know, that's all I'm trying to think.
I hate
who
that.
Was
they
this?
probably said the comedian in the video and cut it out because like I don't want them, involved in this. Yeah, dude, here's what I know about Indian women, okay? They get in there, they're in a bathroom, right? They're just taking a shit. And then all of a sudden, a guy comes in there and goes, give me your asshole. I don't know. I'm just a guy.
And I can completely acknowledge that. But at the same time, I do believe that what happened to me was very traumatic. Like, it just happened all so fast. And so anyway, so then he says this to me. And then I do... Like, we didn't, no sex, just oral. And, like, he's very, like, mean about it, like, do it this way, and like, it was just, like, I
don't say this very often. Like, because usually there's police and, like, courts and prison and all that. This guy just needs to be stopped.
Yeah, this does hurt.
Like, whatever it takes. Sucks. Like, whatever, like, if it's firing him from everything, if it's banning him from the internet, if it's anything else, this guy's now done this. There's twice this shit's come out.
And
where he grooms fans into trusting him and then mouth fucks him.
And I'll say it again on that same line without details. People that behave the way Chris is behaving here,
they don't stop.
Well, they usually do it with such a manner that you can tell they've done it before.
Right. That's what she said.
You can tell that it's not a thing to them. And meanwhile, you're just kind of there hoping it's over soon.
Yeah.
Like the creepiest, cringiest fucking, oh my God. Like, look, like I'm so proud of myself for how much I've healed because I used to not be able to talk about this without crying. My eyes are watering, but
understandable.
And I'm winning because of that.
See, now this happened a while ago.
Anyways, moving on. I'm sorry this is slow and I know it's painful, but this is just how it is.
Yeah, we can go through that and get some. I think we've got the main point of it so far, but we can go through that and maybe on an evening show or something. Go through the Chris D'Elia
We can do a D'Elia special.
Yeah. Labglass says newbies get the Proctor treatment before they are respected.